my name is Kat and today I'm doing the Intergalactic Book Tag. So this video is being sponsored by Disney Hyperion in order to celebrate the release of Starflight by Melissa Landers, which just came out on February 2nd. This is the first book in a new sci-fi series, and from the very beginning, the premise just had me hooked. It's about this girl who is desperate to get to the outer planets, because even though out there it's a much rougher life than like being in the center of civilization, she is an ex-con, and the outer planets are like this huge opportunity for her to get a fresh start. But unfortunately, she doesn't really have a way to get out there, and being an ex-con, she has a lot of trouble trying to find work. The only person who will hire her is this guy who was kind of her arch nemesis back in school. But she is desperate enough to get to the outer planets that she takes that job. But then she accidentally kidnaps him, and there's this conspiracy going on, and they're on the run, and there's space pirates, and action, and adventure, and romance, and this book was just so much fun. I especially liked the cast of characters here. I thought they were all very interesting, and I felt like they really added something to the story. I also really enjoyed the romance, mostly because I love that antagonistic dynamic where like they hate each other and they drive each other crazy, but then they start to realize that they drive each other crazy in a good way, and it's just it's such a fun dynamic. If you're looking for a fun sci-fi adventure, or maybe you're like me and you were just sold at space pirates, you gotta check this one out. Alright, let's get into this tag now. Myself and some other booktubers I will link down below brainstormed what I feel are some super fun questions, so let's get into them. First up is space. Name a book that is out of this world, a book that takes place in a world that is not our own. For this one, I've chosen Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Not only does this book take place primarily on Mars, so you know, we're not in Kansas anymore, but also the society, the culture in this book is so different from what we're used to. Like, even though it's still in our universe, it feels like a whole new world. A dazzling place you never knew. Next up is Black Hole. Name a book that completely sucked you in. For this one, I'm gonna go with Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Reading this book was such an awesome experience because it's such a cool story, and the way it's told is so gripping and immersive. I was into this book and nothing else in the world existed. Reading this book was definitely like being in a black hole, but in a good way, not in like a being imploded way. Science! Next up is Lightspeed. Name a book that you are anticipating so much you wish you could just travel at light speed to get to it already. For this one, I'm going with Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, and there's not a cover for this one yet, and I don't really know a whole lot about it, but it's Laini Taylor, and she's one of my favorite authors, and her writing is beautiful, and her world building is amazing, and I just really, really, really want this book. Now, to be completely honest, if I did have access to time travel, my first priority wouldn't be a book release, but like it'd be like the top 10 things to do when you're time traveling. Get that book you're looking forward to. And also invest. Next up is Nebula. Name a book with a beautiful cover. Now, I have many books with beautiful covers, but for this question, I'm gonna choose one, and it's gonna be Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. I love everything about this cover. Like the colors, the imagery here, the font. I love that the book has a design right on the book itself. It's beautiful. Just look. Like, come on. It's beautiful. Next up is Multiverse. Name a spin-off or companion series that you love. For this one, I'm definitely going with the Infernal Devices trilogy by Cassandra Clare. This series is so strong and fantastic on its own. Like, calling it a companion or a spin-off I almost feel like I'm taking away from the epicness that is these books. To be honest, I personally prefer this series to the Mortal Instruments series. Like, I do love that series, but I really love this one, and also William Herondale, you know. Next up is Gravity. Name your favorite romantic pairing that seems to have a gravitational pull to each other. For this one, I've chosen Simon and Baz from Carry On by Rainbow Rowell because I love this book, I love Simon, I love Baz, I love them together, I ship it so much, I need it, Gravity! I love it. I love it. I love everything going on here. Everything in this general area. I love it so much. I love it so much. Next up is The Big Bang. Name a book that got you started on reading. Now, there are actually a ton of books that influenced me as a young reader that I just don't remember. So for this one, I'm gonna go with kind of a standard answer and say Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. Harry freaking Potter! You don't understand. He's a legend, man, to us all. Every son and daughter safe from you-know-who. I liked reading, but this book was the big bang explosion of excitement and passion that made me love reading. Harry Potter was the start of my obsession with fictional characters. No other book has influenced me as much as Harry Potter, so Harry freaking Potter. Next up is Asteroid. Name a short story or novella that you love. For this one, I'm actually gonna go with a collection of novellas, and that is the Throne of Glass novellas by Sarah J. Maas. I love these novellas so much because you don't really need them for the rest of the series to make sense or anything, but they add so much to the story. Like, they give you more insights, and just the development of Selena's character is just is really good stuff, like high quality novellas. Next up is Galaxy. Name a book with multiple points of view. For this one, I'm gonna go with Winter by Marissa Meyer, and really all of the Lunar Chronicle series, but specifically we get the most points of view in Winter. We have like 8 main characters in this series, and we see from all of their perspectives, and also other perspectives. There's a lot of different points of view in the series, but it's all utilized so well. All of the different perspectives just give us such a rich story because we get to see it from so many angles, and the scope of the story, like, it's a huge story. You need all the different perspectives to really tell it, and it works beautifully. And finally, I have here Spaceship. Name a book title that you think would be a great name for a spaceship. For this one, I think I'm going to go with Vicious, because, like, be honest, if you saw a spaceship named Vicious, would you mess with it? Like, would you? Let me paint this picture for you. You're a space pirate, and you're prowling the skies, and you see a ship, and you're like, let's rob them, and then you get closer and you see that the ship is named Vicious, and you're like, yeah, maybe we should find a different one to, like, attack. Like, it's a spaceship named Vicious. Do you really want to mess with that? Do you want to mess with a spaceship named Vicious? I don't think you do. Alright, that is it. Those are all of my answers for the intergalactic book tag. And that's gonna do it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great night. And I will have another video up soon, so I will see you then. Goodbye! How long until this becomes awkward? We're there. Hello, my name is Kat, and today I'm doing the intergalactic book tag. The bippity boppity boo. Next up is Asteroid. Name a short story or for this one, get ready, pop it, let's go. Intergalactic you and me, intergalactic you and me. Let's go, intergalactic you and me, intergalactic you and me. Get ready, pop it, let's go, intergalactic you and me, intergalactic you and me. Get ready, pop it.